Hello, friend. I'm Ric Beattie. I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan. Our website is at unityofroyaloak.org, and my email is ricrick@unityofroyaloak.org. And I welcome you on this Wednesday, the 22nd day of March 2023. And those of you who know me, and a few of you who watch these do, know that I have a thing, I've mentioned it before, about patterns of numbers repeating. So today is 32223, March 22nd, 2023. That tickled me when I realized it this morning, so I share that with you. I want to share with you today's daily word reading from the daily word for March 22nd. And I do so with permission of Unity, who publishes Daily Word. We're a Unity church or center, and I'm a Unity minister, but we acknowledge Unity, our world headquarters, where for a very long time we've put out this amazing little booklet. And if you don't subscribe, I encourage you to do it. It's very inexpensive. It gives you something every morning, and many times, sometimes during the day, to grab onto and to think about, and to feed yourself, feed your spirit with. And this one is particularly, touches me deeply, so I'm going to share it and then I'm going to talk about it. So the theme is work blessing, and I'm sure I've seen that one before, but I can't think of it, I can't remember. And the affirmation says, I am blessed by my work, and through my work I am a blessing. I am blessed by my work, and through my work I am a blessing. I make a valuable contribution to the world through the work I do. I consider my work one of the ways I give loving service. It is also a constructive outlet for my unique talents and abilities. If I am retired, I trust my current endeavors have worth and meaning, and will be a blessing to others as they are a blessing to me. If I am looking for work, I have faith that I will find the perfect place and opportunity for my unique light to shine. I am creative and industrious. No matter my particular work or where I do it, I approach each day as an exciting opportunity to give my very best, knowing I am expressing the life and energy of God as only I can. And the Bible verse for today is from the book of Galatians in the Christian Bible, chapter 6, verse 4. All must test their own work. Then that work, rather than their neighbor's work, will become a cause for pride. Test your own work. Do a good job. Do the best you can. That gives you an authentic sense of pride. Anyway, I am blessed by my work, and through my work I am a blessing. So some might be thinking, oh sure, that's easy for you to say, Rick, you're a minister. I was a blessing in my work when I was a machinist, when I was a programmer of computers, when I ran a crew in a manufacturing company. Each of those, I'm a blessing because I get to interact with other people and I get to share ideas with them, and the camaraderie of the workplace is an important one. At its best, a job situation can be like a small group, because of the people that you spend most of your time with, besides your spouse or your children. So what about those who are retired? Well, the same thing. The reading said, then let what you do be a blessing. And I'm thinking of a person a number of years ago now, probably longer than I think, maybe 12 years ago. I was teaching a class at another church before this church, and I remember after I was teaching about the transforming system and about the ways that we can use goal setting to enhance our lives, to help us have some direction. And this person came up to me in tears at the break and said, I think I've wasted my life. And I said, how? Because they weren't that old. And this person said to me, well, I think I'm supposed to be a minister, but I'm not anywhere close to it. And I said, why do you say that? And they said, and I could tell the person was a bus driver. I know the uniform of the mass transit system around here. And they said, well, the other day a woman got on my bus and went end to end, meaning stayed on the bus as it did its circuit several times. And finally, the driver got up and walked back to this woman, and the driver could see that this woman had been beaten up. And she asked if she was a victim of abuse, and the woman said yes. And so, at the end of the shift, the bus driver got this woman out to a shelter in this area for battered women and children and got her settled there. And she went on to say, the bus driver went on to say that there was another time when a guy got on the bus and he was limping really bad, and he limped to the back of the bus and sat down and was just sitting there. And the driver had stopped for a minute and ran back and checked on the guy, and the guy had been shot, a gunshot wound in the knee. And so the driver had this gentleman stay in the bus till the end of the shift and then got him to a big hospital system where he could be treated. Because he had nothing, no insurance, not anything. And took him to the right place so he could get treated. And so I looked at this person and I said, so what part of being a minister do you think you're not being? And they looked at me and was a little startled. And I said, I'm not sure the world needs any more yappy preachers. There are a whole bunch of us now. But what we need right now is people who drive buses and work in bakeries and work in factories and work in hospitals, doing what they do as if it were ministry, as if it were service. Because the word minister means to serve. I'm an ordained minister, means I've had some training and I have been ordained, I've been recognized as knowing what I know, and I run a church. I'm the leader of a church. What can you do in your life? Working, retired, looking for work, you're a minister. Who you are as a minister, you're there to serve other people. The master teacher said, love one another as I've loved you. Serve them, be with them, walk with them. I've had some dramatic examples of that in our community of late, but I talked about some of them last Sunday, or last Wednesday and last Sunday. But the point is this: whoever you are, wherever you are, I don't care if you're living in a nursing home or a senior center right now. You're a bright light to the people around you if you let yourself be. Can you make a phone call? You can make a difference in someone's life. Even if for some reason you cannot go outdoors, you can make phone calls, you can bring joy, you can bake a cake, you can make a cookie, you can send a card, make a phone call, a Facebook post, a text, something, reach out, connect with another human being. Because I believe that that's the way out of this increasingly complicated mess that we have created over the last 100 or so years, is just to serve each other, to be together. When we serve each other, we declare that we are one, we are all worthy, we are all representatives of that presence and power that we call God. So, whoever you are, you're a minister. And don't get that confused with your role. You have a role, it's not who you are. It's not who you are. You are a representation of the life of God. You are that life, that light, an expression. Not the role I wear, but in every role that I wear, I've served other people. Because it's my desire, it's my joy. I love to do it. I love to do it. And so I'm going to start some music here in a moment. As soon as I can wake my phone back up again. And we're going to enter a short meditation. And I want you to be thinking about what I just said. That you're a minister, that who you are makes a difference. and that there are people that only you can reach. People just like you. I've noticed that where I have healed myself from some error thinking, some woundedness, some brokenness, that's the place where I am best able to minister to others. And there we go, it seems. I finally got it. Okay. I'm playing today 6 Degrees of Meditation by Kim Lang. And I invite you to get centered. I'm going to get settled in my chair. And take a deep breath. And as I've said a lot of times, meditation is, in its simplest form, is turning away from the outer noise, turning away from that's going on around us, and turning within. Allowing ourselves to become centered and settled. Allowing ourselves to let go of the noise and the chatter in the mind and all of that. And just spend some time in communion with the divine presence, however you think of that. I don't care what you call it. Earth Goddess, Divine Feminine, God, Buddha, Jesus. It doesn't matter what you call it. The Christ, the I Am, all that is. Wisdom, universal intelligence, source energy. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you allow yourself to connect with that part of you that is divine. You see, long ago, Charles and his second wife, Cora actually wrote a book called Christ Enthroned in Man. And you have within you the Christ. And if all I could ever get to happen was that you would wake up to that reality, to that presence and power, that would be enough. We would change the world, you and I. So why not? So why don't we do it? Why don't we do it? It starts right here, right now, with a few minutes of time in the stillness of the silence. And because of the noise around me, I use some music in the background. You might want to meditate with it totally quiet. I do that too. But if you should hear a noise that disturbs you, let it be simply a reminder to turn within. And you can start now by following your next breath inward. As you breathe in and let it out. Allowing the breathing to teach us. Each breath comes right on time. And between those breaths, which give the mind something to do, we can allow ourselves to become the observer, the watcher, the experiencer. It is as though I am being breathed and you are being breathed in this moment. All is well. So with every breath, become a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more focused, a little bit more sure of yourself as a child of God, as an expression of the divine, as a spark of divinity, however you think of it. It's all true. Right now. With each breath, become a little bit more relaxed. Follow your next breath inward a little bit more completely. Allow yourself to feel for a moment your oneness with all things. And I invite you to call to mind any circumstance in your own life while we stay in this meditative state, this kind of dreamy place. Anything in your own life that you would like healing or help with. Could be a medical issue, could be depression, could be lethargy, could be feeling not like you normally do. There's a lot going on in our world these days. Just be gentle with yourself and hold in your mind an image of yourself. Or perhaps it is another person, someone you love, a child, a parent. Perhaps you're a caregiver. Perhaps you're a first responder and you're thinking about the people you encounter in your work. Or perhaps you think about the politics unfolding on the world stage. Always changing. It's always changing. Allow yourself to just beam love out. Wherever there's something less than love, less than wholeness, love is the answer. We share our love. That's the answer to all those prayers. God, as you, is working it out for you. Pray with me. Loving God, we give thanks for your presence with and in us always. We give thanks for your love, which is alive in us and moves through us into form, into expression. We give thanks that we are able to make a difference in the world, that we are able to serve each other, doing whatever it is that we do. Each of us has something to give. If you can walk across the room and shake a hand, you can make a difference. So we use our gifts and skills and talents to further the cause of humanity, to draw us a little bit closer in love to each other and to you. And for this we give thanks as we let it be. And now, my friends, whatever you're doing this evening, or whenever you listen to this brief teaching, remember that the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. Namaste.